the lack of a new AAA IP from Xbox was one of the things people were disappointed in not hearing about at this past E3. However, it looks like we might have some information regarding one of the new titles that Microsoft is building for the future. What's going on, guys? Randall Thor 19, the man with the million, back again with another video. And that's right, I'm going to be talking about this new IP possibly that Microsoft has in the works. Now, this is going to be taken from an article from MS Power User. Some of you might have seen it. It came out yesterday. But according to a job listing spotted on LinkedIn, Microsoft is looking to be working on a Horizon Zero Dawn-like game. Now, if you go to the profile, I have this up on screen, Sandra Roberts, who is the head of recruitment at 3D graphics games and FX, he put out a tweet, and he's looking for a lead environment artist for a Microsoft AAA next-gen title, style similar to Horizon Zero Dawn. Now, if you remember, a few days ago, I made a video talking about how Phil Spencer had just signed some deals recently from an interview he did with Waypoint Games and Patrick Klepek. So is this one of these games that Phil had just kind of sealed the deal about? And we're going to talk about that and maybe talk about whose game this possibly is. Who is making this game? Because we know just from the tweet that it is a Microsoft AAA next-gen title. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean, now when they say next-gen, I don't think it means like the next Scorpio. I mean, maybe it could be, but I sincerely doubt that. Anyways, Sandra Roberts is a recruiter based out of the UK, right? He recruits for G3D, and they specialize in finding game developers for clients like Activision and Sony, and this post was made 2 months ago. Now, I went to their website with g-3d.co.uk, and I happened to look at their clients list, and these are the clients that they have a relationship with: Activision Blizzard, AppCrowd, Codemasters, Crytek, Rocksteady, Warner Brothers, Splash Damage, Ninja Theory, Sony, Rockstar, Product Madness, The Foundry, Ubisoft, Jagex, Traveler's Tales Games, Dambuster Studios, Mediatonic, Guerrilla Games, Frontier, Exient, 3D Excite, Deep Silver, Enlighten, and Marmalade. Now, obviously, there's a few of these where obviously they're not going to be making any games for Microsoft, but I picked a couple that might. Oh, and I forgot to mention the big one. One of those their clients is Playground Games. Could this be Playground Games' next new IP that Microsoft is funding? Hold on to that thought for a second, because we know Playground is making a AAA game as their new IP. That's why they opened up a second studio, and Playground makes this really successful Forza Horizon series. So you have Crytek. It's possible Microsoft could be working with Crytek on a game, Rise 2, although highly doubtful. Playground Games, I mean, they said the style is in vein of, Horizon Zero Dawn, which to me, that says that there's an open world adventure game that's more about fantasy and wilderness and like post-apocalyptic overgrowth type things, like similar to Horizon, rather than say like a realistic city, something like Grand Theft Auto or Watch Dogs, that is being made by a studio funded by Microsoft. Traveler's Tales Games also, they make the Lego series. What if, they're making a Lego Halo? A AAA production value for a Lego game. Interesting. Very interesting. And the other one here is Frontier. Now, Frontier has done, I'm pretty sure, work with Microsoft in the past. I believe they've done the Zoo Tycoon game, and I think they did Scream Ride as well. So they've also done games for Microsoft in the past. So there's a couple to choose from here: Playground Games, Crytek, Traveler's Tales Games, and Frontier. However, it gets a little bit more juicier the more you kind of dig. So we know the client list for this recruiter. He's looking for a lead environmental artist for a AAA next-gen title that is similar to Horizon Zero Dawn. Not saying that it's like going to be Horizon Zero Dawn, but like I said, a game that is basically post-apocalyptic, a lot of overgrowth. Basically, think of the differences between a game, an open-world game set in a city versus an open-world game kind of set in a jungle or a wilderness. Now, obviously, it's promoter's job to make it look appealing, so he puts all that different stuff in the recruitment tweet. Now, like we said, we just ran through the clients, right? There's a couple on there that could potentially be working with Xbox on a game, right? But then I went to Playground Games. I went to their website, and lo and behold, they are hiring for a lead environment artist, posted on June 13th, 2017, so about 4 days ago. And I can't help but like think, am I putting too much together here? Now, we know Playground Games is working on a new IP, and it's an open world type game. We know that. They've said that. Open world. They open up a second studio. This guy puts out a tweet saying that he's looking for a lead environmental artist for a Microsoft AAA next-gen title similar to Horizon Zero Dawn, which is an open world game. One of their clients is Playground Games, and Playground Games happens to have a lead environment artist position to filled. Oh my god, are we getting to Alex Jones like conspiracies here? Could this possibly be the game? Is Microsoft funding a AAA open world adventure game from Playground? I would like to believe it's so, but there are other listings and other companies at this, G3D that possibly could be the cake, or I'm completely off the mark and I'm just kind of reading into this too much. So, but one thing is kind of certain. We know there are new IP AAA experiences coming. We know that for a fact. Phil sat down with Patrick Klepek. I made a video about that, talking about that. He says he signed deals recently, could have done trailers for the good PR, but didn't. So those games are coming in a future, whether it's 2, 3, 4 years away, probably more 2 and 3, because obviously games take a long time to build. And we see this tweet. I'm trying to put 2 and 2 together to make 4. Maybe I'm completely off, but a lot of this seems to line up. Now, I had heard a long time ago that maybe Microsoft wasn't publishing Playground's new IP, but hey, maybe things change. Maybe a publisher dropped out or something. I don't know. But I found this really interesting. I had a couple of requests to talk about this article from MS Power users because this Xbox fans want to look forward to something in the same way that PlayStation fans can look forward to like Last of Us 2 and Death Stranding, games that are extremely far away. And Microsoft wanted to keep the focus of this year's E3 presentation on games that are coming out pretty much by next year, right? But people want that. They want that sliver of hope. They want to feel comfortable, or they want to feel I'm not going to say that they picked the right horse or whatever, but like that they know Microsoft is making these huge AAA experiences that necessarily aren't Halo or Gears or even Forza for that matter down the road. And it looks like from this job recruiter that may be the case. Looking for a lead environment artist for a Microsoft AAA next-gen title, style similar to Horizon Zero Dawn. That is pretty big news if true. When they say Microsoft AAA next-gen title, I would assume that would mean it's exclusive. I mean, I guess it possibly couldn't be, but I mean, it has to be. It has to be. That means it has to be exclusive, because otherwise it'd be like Sony or Nintendo. So, yeah, what do you guys think about this? Am I right on the mark here? Could it possibly be Playground's new game? Am I reading too much into this? Because it's possible that I'm just kind of trying to connect dots where the dots don't really exist. Either way, it sounds like we have a AAA next-gen title that's going to come out in 2 to 3 years by one of these clients from G3D. that is going to look similar in style to Horizon Zero Dawn sometime in the future, and that is, potentially something to get excited about. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see everybody later.